Do these people really think that I'm going to drive 7 miles across town for $2? Because that's not going to happen. And yes, that was a real order. If you're thinking about getting into the DoorDash program, this is the video for you because I'm going to go over how to get started, the overall Dash process, how much I made in 1 week, and then my general pros and cons for doing DoorDash as a side hustle. So let's jump in. What's up, everyone? As you know, on this channel, we talk about things like side hustles, DIY projects, and all that kind of stuff. But the difference is that I actually try things out first myself. I'm not going to talk to you about anything that I haven't already done first. And like I said at the beginning, this time we're reviewing DoorDash. Now, DoorDash is a mostly food delivery service, but they've ventured out into groceries and different stuff like that. So let's jump into first how to get started. So this program is actually extremely simple to get started. You literally just go to the main DoorDash site over here and you see become a dasher. You click the start earning button and it'll take you to your application. And this is the next page that basically shows how you get paid. You have a base pay and tips and other promotions. We'll jump into that stuff more. But as far as getting started, it's really that simple. And I will put a link in the description for you to go to so you can get signed up and all that stuff. So make sure you check that out. But it literally, from the time that I filled out this application stuff, they had done their background check and everything within like 48 hours. And I was able to go right then. So super easy. One of the easiest side hustles probably for you to start. And if you like this so far, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. So now let's jump into what the actual delivery process looks like once you've been accepted in. And I will go ahead and tell you that one of my biggest concerns was that I didn't want to mingle with a bunch of people. Like, obviously you're going to have to at the restaurant to pick stuff up, but I didn't want to have to, knock on every person's door and interact with them and stuff like that. And I was pleasantly surprised that really like 7 or 8 out of every 10 orders, they just have leave it at the door. So you don't even have to deal with anybody. So it's super chill and easy as far as all that goes. So now let's look at the delivery process. So once you get accepted in the program, I wanted to show you kind of what the back end looks like. This is, my area. And down here at the bottom, you'll have either a schedule button or a dash now button, which I'll show you in a second. And then up here is different promos. For most times, you'll have to click this button and schedule when you want to work. But if it is busy, then you can do the dash now button down here. As you can see now, this area right here is red. That means it's busy enough to where they need more people running orders. Now, if you reach a certain tier, like if you have a certain acceptance rate of the orders that come in, certain star rating and stuff like that, then you get special perks like being able to dash now at any time you want. But as you can see down here, you have earn per offer and earn by time. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but earn per offer is literally they'll send you an offer and you accept or decline it. Earn by time is basically they're going to pay you a certain dollar amount per active hour. Plus, you keep all your tips. From everything that I've heard, earn by time, they give you the lower tip orders. I've never tried earn by time. I just do the earn per offer, but that's for another video. Also, another thing I want to talk about is peak pay. And what that is up in that promotions part that I told you about. Sometimes it'll have on there, like if you're doing orders on this date between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m., every order will have a peak pay of a bonus $1 for every order or $2 or $3 for every order. So that's a good way to make extra money on top of each order that you do. So you got to watch out for those. Let me show you what the screen looks like when you're looking for offers. So you're actively dashing right now. Let's say you've scheduled and it's time for you to go. So you're getting your car and you have these hot zones that basically show you where the majority of the orders are coming in. So that's what that looks like. And then here's what it looks like when they send you an offer. So your phone will ding. This was that terrible offer that I showed at the beginning. So this right here shows the amount that you're guaranteed, including tips. Now, if they want to add more tip on afterwards or while you're in the middle of it, they can. But this is how much you're guaranteed if you accept this. So they pretty much did not tip at all. And then it shows you the mileage, and that is from where you're at to the restaurant to the drop-off location. So that gives you a good idea of how far you're going to be driving. The base pay that DoorDash will pay you is anywhere between $2 and $4 per delivery. So this right here shows that they pretty much did not tip at all. And then below that, it shows you the restaurant that you're going to be going to, how many drop-offs that is. This is just one. And then at the top, you have a decline button. And down here at the bottom, you have accept. And you'll notice these numbers beside it, and that is your timer. So they give you either 30 seconds or 60 seconds, depending on the order, to accept or decline it. If you just let that time expire, then they'll try to send it to somebody else. But your acceptance rate is what I was talking about before with like those perks and stuff. This one, I'm obviously going to be declining instantly. So you've accepted the order, you've gotten to the store, you picked up their food, and it essentially will tell you up here in this part that I have cut off, it has to be delivered by this time. And then it has the person's name for you to say at the restaurant, their address, order number, and then in this section, it'll either say leave it at the door or it'll say hand it to the person, and they'll give you instructions. And then below that, it shows the restaurant and what items they're supposed to have. So that way, when you're at the restaurant, you can check and make sure you didn't miss a drink or whatever else. Super simple. And then this directions button here, once you click that, then it'll pull up Google Maps and automatically connect to take you wherever you need to go. So that's super simple. Once you get there, if it says hand it to me, you obviously just go hand it to them. If they say leave it at the door, you literally walk it up, sit it in front of the door, your camera will automatically connect to it, and you just take the photo of the food or whatever in front of the door and confirm that you've delivered it. It's literally the most simple process ever as far as, a little side hustle to make some extra money. So now we're going to jump into how much money that I actually made, and I did a 7-day period. I don't know if it's just because I was new into it or whatever, but they sent me this challenge, and it was complete 15 deliveries by this date, and you get a bonus $200. It was March 1st to March 7th. I didn't actually start till like March 5th, so I had to get these done quick. And then what happened, and I don't know if they just messed up doing this, but as you saw before, it was March 1st to March 7th, do 15 deliveries, get $200. After I completed that, they sent me another one. Don't know why, but they did. As you can see on here, March 8th to March 14th, so different dates. I don't know if they were just really trying to get me active in the program or whatever, but you can send me as many $200 challenges as you want. We are looking at our 7-day earnings. We'll put it all together now. On day 1, $21.50 total. Day 2, $37.50. Day 3, $43.91. And also day 3, we got that bonus $200. Day 4, $10. Day 5, $20.81. Day 6, $35.25. And day 7, $40.75. I also hit that second bonus that day, so another $200. So in my first 7 days, my total earnings from DoorDash was $609.72. That is really good for as easy as this is, but it's not that simple. I'm not just going to give you this big, wow, that was, really good for the week, and not give you the truth and the other side of this too that you need to know. Let's talk about expenses really quick. And a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Talk to an accountant, but you are going to need to track your expenses with this, because at the end of the year, you're going to have to pay taxes on income, and you want to be able to deduct as much as you can. And so your mileage, the IRS gives you, I think this year it's 67 cents for every mile that you can deduct. And then you need to track like when you put gas in the vehicle and different stuff like that, oil changes and all that kind of stuff. You may think, oh, well, I don't want to keep up with all that. It's too difficult. There's apps for this. There's actually a couple of apps that I'm testing out to see which ones I like better. And I will link those in the description below, but they will automatically track your mileage. When you get in the car and you go, it connects automatically, tracks those drives, and all you got to do is later when you're hanging out on the couch, go back and swipe that they're personal drives or if they were for DoorDash, and it will track, so that way you can deduct that later. You can also upload receipts into these apps. That way it keeps up with all of your other expenses that you have to have with this kind of business. So those are super easy. They'll be linked down below. Back to this part, expenses. Other than taxes and mileage and different stuff like that, obviously me driving all these orders, that takes gas. You need to figure out how much it's going to cost you per mile on your vehicle in gas. If you have a car, that is going to be best case scenario for this type of side hustle. I have a Tacoma It gets better gas mileage than a full-size truck, but still not nearly as good as a car. I figured it up, and it cost me around 17 or 18 cents per mile in gas. And so obviously if you have a car and you can cut that down to 10 cents or 8 cents or whatever, then that's more money in your pocket. So expenses, I spent about $40 in gas for that week doing those deliveries. If you subtract that out, that brings the profit down to $569.72. But that is with these bonuses. We're going to treat this like normal. And in a normal week, you're not going to get bonuses. You're just going to be driving and making that money. So the actual profit, if you subtract out the bonuses, was $169.72, which is still not bad. Like I said, I didn't do this all day, every day. So an extra $170, not bad at all. So full breakdown, profit without the bonuses, $170. Time spent was 15.25 hours. So 15 hours and 15 minutes of total dash time, not active time being on an order, but dash time, meaning from the time I started and left my house to the time I came back. In that time, the deliveries, I did 31 deliveries. Per delivery, I made about $5.47, which is not that great. And then per hour, this number looks terrible, but I'm going to explain it. $11.13 per hour. Now that is after my expenses. And also I was trying to get the bonuses on here. So I was taking offers that I would not normally accept. This number is about as bad as it can be because I was not being efficient with this. Also, just testing this out, I tried the morning one time and I sat for an hour in my car and did not get one offer at all. So I learned in my area, breakfast isn't busy enough. Also, you will learn what restaurants to stay away from. I will never again take an order at Wingstop at night. I took 2 orders from there. Both times I sat in there for over 30 minutes waiting for them to give me the food. So I don't know what was going on there, but you'll learn throughout this process where to stay away from. If you just walk in somewhere, the food's ready and you can go, that's best case scenario. But sometimes you're going to have to sit and wait for the food, and that's time that you're not making money. I say all that to say that this $11.13 per hour is only going to improve because you're going to get more efficient as you do this and learn which restaurants to stay away from, where it's going to get you the most orders. The past couple of days that I've been doing this, every day has been over $20 an hour. Like I said, as you learn, you'll get more efficient and this number will go up. We're going to go over the pros and cons of DoorDash as a side hustle. Start with the pros. Super easy to start. It may be the easiest side hustle ever to start. Like I said, less than 24, 48 hours, and I was able to go out and do whatever. Does not get easier. Second pro is it is an extremely simple job. Just riding around your vehicle, grabbing the food out of the restaurant, driving to somebody's house, dropping it off, taking a picture of it. Does not get any more simple than that. So that's another big pro. You get to set your own schedule, which is always a pro. You know, you don't have to listen to a boss or anything like that. Set your hours when you want to work. If you just want to do this on the weekends or just at night, whatever, you get to set your own schedule. And then the last pro is extremely fast payment. And when I say fast, I mean like immediate. They're going to send you a debit card in the mail, and they have certain ATMs in town and they have no ATM fees. So literally from the time that you finish the dash, that money's on that card. So you can go, you can use that card, or you can go to those ATMs and cash out, no fees. It's immediate. So you don't have to wait a week or every 2 weeks, whatever, to get paid. It doesn't get any better than that. So that's the pros. The cons, though, there's always cons. One con is it is dependent on too many variables, as far as like your income is dependent on too many different things. So obviously the amount of people ordering food that day and how much they're willing to tip, your income is going to rely on that, and that can vary. And also it's going to be dependent on the restaurant themselves. So you are dependent on a lot of other variables, so that is a negative. The other con is the earning potential is limited. And so what I mean by that is, as a side hustle, if it was like an online type thing where you could set it and forget it and grow it that way, you know, you have unlimited earning potential. Or if you started a business cleaning trash cans or whatever, and it started to do really well, you could then hire employees and grow that business and scale it. You have unlimited earning potential. With this, it's not unlimited, because there are only so many hours in the day and you have to physically be doing it. Like that, you can't hire somebody else to go drive. You hire a whole crew of people to go drive for you. There's only one of you, and there's only so many hours in the day. So if you can make $50,000 a year doing this, great, but you can never multiply that into $200,000 a year. That's never going to happen. You're limited by time. So that is a con. So saying all of that, I think it's great as a side hustle. If you just want to go on the weekends and make a couple extra $100, or like I was doing it, an hour at lunch, an hour at supper, and you can make an extra 170 a week, that's a good amount to pay off other bills. And what I talk about on this channel all the time, add up these side hustles, and one by one, you're knocking bills off. So as a side hustle, definitely recommend it. So that is my overview of my week of testing out DoorDash as a side hustle. I hope that answered your questions. If you're thinking about getting into it, about how much money you can make and different stuff like that. Like I said, all of those apps and getting started and stuff like that, all the links are in the description below to help you out. And as always, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It's the easiest way for you to help support this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.